I wanted to make this really quick video about UFC 4 because it's probably been the thing I've been wasting most of my time on. And I just want to say that, like, I'm not a big fan of most EA sports games, but this one in particular I'm a big fan of. I mean, their hockey games are really good, but their football games and, like, all their other sports games are just too simulator-like for me. I just don't like that simulator nature of their games. It's just too boring, too slow, too it's got to be too realistic. I'm like, not a big fan of it. But with MMA, I think I give it a break because I'm a fan of this sport. And honestly, I shouldn't just say that some of those head kick knockouts are fucking ridiculous. I mean, with the recent they recently added Alex Pereira, and I've just been knocking everyone the fuck out with Alex Pereira. Like, I got probably one of the best, like, highlight knockouts of Paddy Pimblett with Alex Pereira because I was just mashing everyone against Alex Pereira just to watch his knockout power. Like, he knocked out Francis Ngannou, he knocked out John Jones. It was fun. It was fun. That's all I'm saying. I was left hook Larry with him. But I guess that's another part I should be bringing up is, like, they will add characters sometimes, like, I shouldn't say sometimes. Whenever a character gets popular enough, like Li Jing Liang, I hope to God I'm saying Leech's name right, and two other guys got added. I can't remember their names right now. Forgive me, but those two were just added recently. I just talked about Pereira, who I think was the last update, and it's kind of there's shit. Pereira got added like I think either the day of the championship or right before, but he was not in that game for a while, and he was the number one contender. So it was kind of like, why isn't Pereira in the game? But they finally got him in. They finally got a couple other people in, and like that's you'll see a character, but not like there's certain glitches to a 2-year-old game that, like, this game's an old game. In sports terms, this game is 2 years old. Like, that's fucking ancient. That's why I'm hoping for UFC 5 to come out soon, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm like, I mean, again, not gonna hold my breath, but it's been kind of. I've held my breath so little that I started playing UFC 3 on my Xbox because, well, why the fuck not? It's a different career mode. I'm not sure if, like, it'll be better or worse, but all I know is it's more of this game type shit because EA games aren't that different, you know what I mean? But other than that, I guess I'll talk about, like, the game modes in this are versus. That's just an MMA fight like God intended. Rules, everything, you know. Don't need your opponent on the ground, which, you know. I mean, I wish you could do. I wish they had, like, a pride rules thing where you can kick your opponent on the ground. Like, that would be kind of fun, but, you know. I guess you can change it to Japanese, but it's you can't head kick someone. That's my point. Like, and I think that would be something they should have added, you know, because they have a Vale Tudo. I hope, God, watch me fuck that up, Vale Tudo. They have that kind of time limit where it's a 30-minute one round where you can do that and stuff like that. You can switch stuff around like that. You can take away the strictness on weight classes. So I don't know if you're, like, kind of bored and you're like, I don't know, I wonder I want to be DJ and Demetrius Johnson versus Henry Cejudo or something like that. I mean, not Henry. That has happened. God damn, I meant Dominic Cruz. How the fuck did I get those two confused? Anyways, never goddamn mind, but you could do that, or I don't know. Let's just say you're fucking evil and you just want to knock use Francis Ngannou and knock out with strawweight or something. I don't know. You can be as sadistic as you want, I guess. But you also have a stand and bang. That's another game mode. Stand and bang. But a stand and bang where you just no grappling, you just beat the shit out of each other. I think this is the funnest one to play with your friends because somebody's gonna get knocked out, and that's how to put it. Everybody just reacts with the oh shit, you know, because it's fun. It's fun to take two fighters and throw head kicks at each other until one of you goes down. That is a lot of fun to do with your friends. But the other two game modes, and even the customization mode, I wouldn't even call it that. You can like, oh, this guy throws slower. It's I wouldn't call it that. I would not call it a custom match. Is what I think they call it. It's disappointing. It is disappointing. But but the other two modes, adrenaline and KO mode. With adrenaline mode, you just build up a bar before you get a KO, and KO mode is you have a health bar. Which these are just like, in my opinion, these are lesser stand banks. And like the arena they like put you in the KO mode is the Kumite, which I would have had a lot of fun with if it wasn't for that weird announcer. Like, I just like the atmosphere. They got that weird announcer, and it's kind of like, yep, this is not that fun anymore. So I kind of, yeah, I switch out the arenas because that one's not as fun as it should be. That announcer's stupid, and that's just, that's just gonna be your regular base game modes. But then there's also the career mode, which that's probably what you're going to be spending like most of your offline time with is, career mode. You're going to be creating a character, getting them up to be the UFC champion. And I've gotten 3 characters up to UFC champion and 1 character up to GOAT status. I'll explain what that is later. And he's retired now, but I made Michael J. White in the heavyweight division because I was just like, why the fuck not? And what I did with Michael J. White is kind of like a permadeath kind of thing, whereas with my other characters, if I got injured during training, and I mean sparring, I would just kind of restart the sparring and just not have that injured character. With Michael J. White, I'd just be like, why not? Just roll injured, roll with whatever happens, don't, just go, until, how'd I put it, not restart anything, just go, just until until the end of my career, which I did, this was really just a straight run through the heavyweight division, and it was a lot of fun doing that. But my first fight, at least your first fight, like, where you're kind of, how'd I put it, still probably learning the game, you get the crap beat out of you. Like, they put you in like the 3rd round, they put you up against a guy who is super overpowered, at least compared to you. I've tried, I've came close to knocking him out actually, so I think you can. But that first fight, you'll probably lose. That first fight, I haven't knocked him out yet, so I'm not going to confirm nor deny you can knock him out. I've came close enough to think you can. But you're going to lose that fight. And then you start going to Davis MMA, which is going to be your coach. And I actually like the guy. I thought the interactions between your character and him were pretty fun. I thought it was really cool. I just kind of wish that you had, like, more, like, interactions with him, like, kind of like, I don't know, your first loss. Like, when you get your first loss, like, once you've moved past that amateur league and you go into the WFA and the UFC, like, I'd like a thing of him, like a little cutscene of him being like, this, don't worry, blah blah blah, do the whole coach thing. But there was nothing like that. You only get, like, I think after the training, probably 2 more cutscenes with him, like 2 or 3, probably 4 actually. Now that I think about it, 4 sounds about right. Like, only like 4 cutscenes with him, but maybe that's a good thing, because if you did too much of him, maybe you get annoyed of him. But I don't know. But he was fun. He was a fun guy to have as a background character and tell you a nice job as you're beating up your sparring partner. But it was fun to, have a coach like that, not just like something there that's just going, hey, keep going, buddy, good job. But I shouldn't say it like that, but, or just like a list. Like, he was generally fun to listen to, But other than that, the sparring, I should probably bring this up, to get up your character to be performing for a fight, like at his peak, you have to spar with sparring partners and stuff like that. And some of these guys are fucking assholes. Like, there's no other way of putting it. I have walked out of a fight with probably 1 leg injury because I threw like 30 leg kicks at a guy and almost broke my own leg. So it was my fault. And I got knocked out, and I think a rib injury. I think those are the 3 injuries I got in my career. With my sparring partner, though, I've lost count. Like, one time when I was sparring with the Muay Thai guy, he injured me 3 times in a row. Like, he injured my head. He got me with a head kick. he injured my leg. He kept kicking the shit out of my leg, and then he injured my rib. And I was just like, holy shit. And he fucked me up. Particularly the Muay Thai guy really did not like me. But at least once, except for the BJJ guy, I'd say I got injured every time. Like, fuck, the wrestling guy suplexed me once and bruised my ribs. I head kick knocked him out for that. You're gonna find yourself doing that with your sparring partners, where you're gonna be pissed that like they took sparring a little too fucking seriously, and you're probably gonna head kick and knock out that motherfucker. Because it's just like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? And that's just oof. Because you're trying to train, trying to level up moves, you're trying to get like stuff up there, and then next thing you know, you can't progress with the points that you were given, and you can't progress because you have to heal injuries because fucking Dodo Brain decided to kick you in the fucking head. And it's I don't want to say it's infuriating, but sometimes it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is supposed to be sparring, and you're throwing. I've probably had better fights with some of the sparring partners than some people I've just straight went into the fucking octagon with in this game, because dear lord, they love fucking they just throw everything. And and that's just the other thing. Like, once you start leveling certain things up, like you'll be leveling up your legs and your hands and shit like that, your punches and your kicks, and how to put it, your chin and stuff like that. And once you get those leveled up, like you'll just knock your sparring partner the fuck out. Like, it's just like, dude, fuck off, because you just want to get your cardio up, you want to get your fucking performance, whatever it's called, up. You just want to get that bar up to green, and then you have to worry about something else where you got to go pay, or you got to go rest, take time off training, or you got to lose some money, which money in this game really doesn't matter. But still, it's like that, dude, you fucking dick, you injured me. Like, Jesus Christ, who hired this guy? They're dicks. That's my point I'm trying to make. They're fucking dicks. But back to the career mode. Like, so like I said, that first fight you're probably gonna lose, but then you go into like this amateur league, and then once you're in that amateur league, you start moving up. You start knocking dudes out. You start either knocking them out, choking them out, taking them a decision. Which, that's another weird thing. This game, at least in career mode, does not like it when you take people to decision. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? No decision. Because when at least not with Michael J. White, I head kick knocked everyone out in the first round. I think, actually no, one fight went to the second round. One fight did go to the second round, but every other time I was head kick knocking everyone out. But one of my characters, because what you can do to hype a fight, because there's like stuff you can do to like at least get people more interested in fight, gain more followers, all this other stuff, yada yada yada. You can predict the fight, and I predicted a decision for one of my characters. And the game immediately brought me to a screen like, hey, do you want to restart? You sure? You want to, it's like, well, I dominated the guy during the fight. He didn't even land a punch on me, didn't land one significant strike. Does not like you doing that. So you don't want to do that. But once you start learning your style, once you start beating the shit out of people and stuff like that, and you start moving up, you get a choice where they'll ask you, hey, do you want to take on a high-level wrestler, at least in the amateur MMA stuff, or do you want to keep going? Now, that decision leads to two things. It leads to you either going to Dana White's Contender Series, if you take on that wrestler and you beat him, or you go to the WFA if you don't take that and just keep going through the amateur leagues. I think you do 2 more fights in the amateur league, and you go to the WFA, which is the World Fighting Alliance, if I'm correct, but that's essentially going to be like the below the UFC for you, where you kind of make yourself known through there, and you can actually stay in there long enough to where you can get the WFA championship. That's up to you. I haven't stayed in there long enough to do that because it just wasn't that interesting for me, because it was like, I wanted to be going to the UFC, but one of my characters, I went straight to Dana White's Contender Series, and with Michael J. White here, I took him to the WFA. I actually had a lot more fun doing those couple fights in the WFA, then moving to Dana White's Contender Series, then moving to the UFC, because I was able to get more points to level up my character's punching power, his chin, his feet, he was a lot better going into the UFC compared to my other character when he went to the UFC. Poor guy. it was a bit of a struggle, but again, when I started leveling stuff up, it wasn't a problem. There's another problem with this game I should probably point out. I guess up to you. Once you really get your kicking and punching power up, you'll probably just start throwing kicks and punches, and boop, got a fucking dude flops over in the first round. I mean, people were flopping like fish in the first round against me. I was fucking all of them up. Like, it was it almost kind of got boring, but it was also really fun to just be Michael J. White spin wheel kicking people into fucking oblivion. And it was just really fun. And shit, I went 40. What did it see here? Yeah, I went 34, fucking 34 fucking fights before somebody finally defeated me. Like, somebody finally took me out at 34 fucking fights. Like, I was head kick knocking everybody out. I had just fucking 18 consecutive defenses at heavyweight, fucking, I was heartbroken. And the weirdest part about it was the person who beat my undefeated record was Curtis Blades. That was the dude who I beat the heavyweight championship for. I'd already beat him before, so our record would have been 2-1. But what I'd realized, like, it was even just like, because I was just bored of fighting everyone. I was just like, fuck it, I'll take him on again, And I didn't really think at that point. I think he was 5 stars, and I just went, fuck it, I'll take him on. And it was in the first round. See, I was the first round fighter. I lost and won in the first round. That was it. But he just got me with a hook at the end of the first round. Like, I flopped over. I just remember yelling out, fuck, because god damn it, there went that beautiful fucking 34 undefeated streak at 30 fucking 4. 30 goddamn 4. I should be proud of myself. I fucking did that. But and also at that point, Michael J. White's longevity, because he had been in so many fights, so many high tier fucking main event heavyweight fights of just throwing bombs and receiving bombs, that like his longevity had started going down. But then when he got knocked out that fight, I started realizing his longevity really started plummeting, which is basically how long your character is gonna last. And oh, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking when that happened, because I'd already needed one more thing to become GOAT, which was the 35 fights in the UFC, and I had made it to, like I said, I made it to 34. No, in the UFC I actually made it to 29. My whole record was fucking 34, but I made it to 29 UFC fights before I got knocked out. So my 30th fight in the UFC, I had been knocked out, which was just fucking heartbreaking. I was fucking heartbroken. But yeah, no, I defended it 18 times before then. So I broke Anderson Silva's record. I broke the heavyweight, which I think is Stipe Miocic's record. I think 3, I think so. I will correct myself in editing, but I just smashed records. I fucking, and then boop, got knocked out. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I think the worst part was the fans. Fans are dicks in this game. So I went from one of the most popular fighters to probably only needing, like, I don't know, another million to beat Conor McGregor, to literally like 5 million from that one loss, dude. It was like, damn, okay, shit, I don't even see that cold shit in real life. But yeah, no, and then everybody just kept saying, what a he was just lucky and all this. It was like, oh wow, fuck you. And then dicks. Fucking fans are dicks, even in video games. But when I finally decided to, like, cause I remember I skipped my first fight. Like, my first fight back, I was just like, nah, I'm giving Michael J. White a break, man. I ain't just throwing him right back in, So I let him at least skip a fight. But then when I came back, head kicked, KO'd another dude. Went on to get my second heavyweight championship. And then defended that thing for 8 times. And then finally Michael J. White had to retire at a fucking record of 45-1. I wish I could have said it was 46-0. But 45-1 is fucking amazing. He broke Khabib's record. Of being undefeated. Sure, he got that one defeat, but damn, I think Khabib has 29 undefeated, which he destroyed at fucking 34. But also he's a two-time heavyweight champion. Like that's also fucking amazing. And like goddamn, like I did so much with Michael J. White. He was a fucking beast. Broke my heart when I had to finally retire him, but I did make it to the GOAT status. So after you like win the championship, because that's the first thing you're gonna want to do playing the UFC game. You want to be champion. But after that, you're gonna work on becoming GOAT, which is just as simple as just doing a couple of tasks, like becoming dual champion, which I'm gonna warn you right now is heavyweight. They don't let you cut down, so you can't even do that. But yeah, it's just as simple as doing a couple tasks, and boom, you're GOAT. So it's not. I don't even really want to talk about it. It wasn't even really that hard. I kind of became it without even thinking about it. So best thing I could say about being GOAT. But yeah, I just want to talk about UFC 4 real quick, and hope all y'all have a wonderful day.